Good morning, this is Josh Price of 1836 Property Management. I'm the maintenance manager. We're here with Service Basix to talk about some garage door issues, kind of some do's and some don'ts for the owners, and just to cover any basics and any questions you might have. And so what are some of the most common things that you see kind of good and bad when it comes to garage doors?
One of the most common thing is obviously the sensor. There's times that I went to a garage door and someone was mowing the yard and there was a little chunk of bush right here. And it was just blocking the sensor.
Gotcha.
Took me 45 minutes to drive there. Took me 2 seconds to fix it.
Yeah.
And now the owner get charged a service call. You know, there's little things like that where that's the most common things that people either bump into it or have something in front of it. And the reason the safety sensors here is just in case if something's fall or anything, the garage door doesn't crash on somebody else.
Okay. So would you say that like when you click the button and it doesn't work at all, is that the first thing that we should be checking, is going down here and checking the sensors?
Yes.
Okay.
Make sure the sensors are and see if anything is blocking. And the lights is indicated. If you put something in front of it, see the lights?
Yeah.
You'll stop blinking and it will not tell you something's destructive.
Okay.
The first thing I do is check the sensor. The second thing is I always pull the emergency cord before I run the garage door open. Okay. That's the thing that we always do, because we want to know how do we, when we operate this door, if this door is balanced.
Okay.
The main part of the reason why this is the most important thing is when a door is balanced, that thing could last the garage door opener could last 30 years. The garage door opener has two settings. One is called a limit switch. It tells this trolley how far to travel according to how tall the door is. The second setting is called a force setting. How much muscle I'm going to use to pull this door. So there's the two things I always check, the limit switch and the force setting. And to check the force setting, we will be running the garage door, holding it down. When it hits my arm, if I push it a little bit, it's supposed to go back up.
Okay.
And we call that the reverse force. The reason why the reverse force is really, really important is something goes wrong, that opener needs to know when to stop.
Yeah.
Okay. The older model of the reverse force or the force setting is manually set 1 to 9. If you go to any garage door and you see that force setting all the way to 6 or 7, then you go, there's something wrong here.
Yeah.
You know, this is using a lot more muscle than it should. And again, the reason why that's important is if you have something gets stuck. So if you guys film this really quick, that's why I built this. Just kind of take a look here. You have this tube on top of the garage door, right? All the torque, some garage door has 2 springs, some garage door have 1. There's a lot of torque here. All the torque is distributed 50% power here, 50% power there. Okay. Where this cable is only gently hooked on to here. At the end of this cable, it just looks like a little teardrop. And that teardrop hooks up to end of that hinge, a little nipple that goes into that, which pulls the door 50% each side.
Yes.
Okay. If I have anything jam on one side and hits it, it's really easy for that cable to come out that hinge. When that come out, what's going to happen is your door, instead of this torque 50% power here, you're going to lose everything here. All the weight on one door is going to drop. All the torque is going to pull from this side.
Yes.
And that's when we go to the garage door, half is on this side, half on this side.
So
it's going this way because one side is pulling. And sometimes the only thing that's holding it up is this. This and a little bit all the torque on the cable. And that became really dangerous because the door could fall off. And then you still have all this torque on this cable. And if you don't know how to control it, that's where don't touch it because you can really hurt yourself.
Okay.
Because if we look at the torque here, on this door here, the torque is on this cable, right? If you feel the torque here, this is our tension right here. If you cut this right here, all hell is gonna go loose because this is gonna drop, that's gonna pull, and this could really hurt somebody.
Got you.
because the spring is up there.
Mm.
Okay, so that's the important part where I always make sure when the door is up, you guys come out here and take a look. When the door is all the way up, the spring is only winding a little bit. Just having enough torque here, and you can see the torque here.
Yeah.
See, when it's all the way up, it's not as tight, right?
There's some give.
So what you want to do is when the door is all the way up, you want to see there's no slack here. If there's any slack here, it's really easy for this to come out
Just
that
come.
hinge.
Okay.
So that means it's really time to kind of change that spring.
Yeah.
It's probably better to replace the torsion spring prior it's gonna break.
Yes.
That's why if you check the balance of the door, when you put an emergency cord, if the door is too heavy, then it's about time to change that spring.
Mm-hmm.
If the door is balanced, then you don't have to. But this is one thing that easiest you could check is check the door is balanced, make sure the door track is straight.
This is kind of why whenever we see garage door issues come across, or the garage door not opening or anything like that, we're kind of a little quick to get you guys out there because we don't want a handyman handling this. We don't want a tenant handling it. We want people that this is what they do. This is what they're licensed to do. Because there are so many moving parts and it could go wrong. And you came out to our house a few weeks ago and it was something as simple as rewiring one of the sensors. Right. But it was one of those things where, I used you guys for my own property because I was like, I don't want to mess around with this. This could be a serious issue and we want the experts out there.
Right.
So.
And this is actually a good opportunity. Let me show you guys about a wind tunnel door. Go ahead, come on in. It's not that we don't like wind tunnel door. This is just a builder's grade door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this door is cardboard in the middle.
Yep.
And it's only a piece of metal here. So if anything that happens to this door, any little damage, you can't repair it.
Yeah.
You just have to replace it. To install a wind tunnel door, we interview a wind tunnel technician. They can have 2 guys and do this whole 6-7 house in like a day and a half.
Yeah.
To do all the door, all the opener.
Yeah.
With us, when we install a door, it takes us 4 or 5 hours just to do it one day.
Yeah.
Also, the big difference in wind tunnel tracks is none of it is adjustable. Once you put it up there, once you connect it all together, see right here, none of it is adjustable. You're stuck.
Yeah.
So if your house moves a little bit, your track moves a little bit, you're stuck.
Yeah.
You can. So the CHI door that we install, you get to adjust it or repair it in the future if something goes wrong. So one of the things that we see on older home, especially on the 8x7 door, a strut here, it gives the structure integrity to a panel.
Mm-hmm.
Any 16x7 door, number one, should have a strut on top. And when you buy a 16x7 door brand new, even 30 years ago, it always comes with a strut.
Okay.
So any 16x7 door should have a strut. If it doesn't, then you need to call us.
Yeah.
And if the strut is bent or somewhat, then you need to call us. Because this is the most inexpensive way to protect a door versus a whole new panel.
Yeah.
Back in those days, on an 8x7 door, smaller door, when you buy a door, even today, when you buy a door, it does not come with the strut. If you hire us as our company, when we install 8x7 door for you, we will spend a little bit more money putting a strut on you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the reason we even do the 8x7 door, again, this is the most inexpensive way for any repair prevention. You put it up there, anything goes wrong, it's not going to damage the panel.
Okay.
Now, if we go to a house, an older home, and we see a door out track, and there's a bunch of little cracks here and here, there's 2 ways we could do it. One is we put another strut and then a strut, but then we might have to change the spring because now it gets heavier. The door gets heavier. We put a strut, and that's usually just a temporary fix. And then we always tell the homeowner or the tenant or the homeowner or the property management, depends on how damaged that door is. Can we guarantee if that strut is gonna last forever? We can't, because it's a band-aid fix.
Yeah.
It also depends on if you are, depends on if you're in Houston, there's a lot of storm, you use it a lot, and this thing up, a storm blow through, and that crack gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Then if that crack gets bigger, when the panel start bending, then you need a new door or new panel. Mm-hmm. But if you don't use it often, that little crack right there, you put a strut, then you could last another maybe 5-6 years. It really depends on the usage and how damaged the door is.
Yeah.
What we don't want to do is, we know when we get to a door, not every single door is going to be like this door is a brand new house. We have to keep that in mind as well. We go to the door, the house is 20 years old, we know there's going to be some wear and tear on it.
Definitely.
We have to make a choice that, okay, if we duct tape this, how long is this going to last, or you need a new door.
Yeah.
But then what we don't want to do as well is we don't want to go to every single door and every single opener that you need a new opener, you need a new door.
Yeah.
Because that's the easiest fix, right? Make you spend a whole bunch of money buying it. So we don't want to do that as well. But we also say about the opener here. If I go to an opener and this thing is, 7-10 years old and the gear is broken on top, to buy a brand new one, $300, $400, right? We have this special pricing with you guys.
Yeah.
To fix that gear is $200.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, we always recommend replacing it because you already spent 50% of the cost to fix something that's 7-10 years old.
Yeah.
Versus get a new one, I won't see you in another 10-12 years.
I think that's pretty much it. I think we've covered a lot of things. In the end, I think what's most important is there's a reason why we hire professionals. There's a reason why we send Service Basix. You can get a handyman out there cheaper. You can do it yourself cheaper. But these gentlemen, these men and women are licensed in this. They're professional vendors, and they're quality. So that's why we send this. So I really appreciate you guys stopping by today. I use this vendor on my own property. I highly recommend them, and I really appreciate you guys walking through everything today.
Okay, no problem. Of course.